notice you're wearing a very interesting shirt.
This is my Rob shirt.
Wow.
And it's got your movies on it.
Wow.
Spinal Tap.
Sure Thing.
Sure Thing.
Stand
By Me. Yeah, and I feel like moderately uncool wearing it in front of you. Like I should be cooler
I
than
think
that.
you're very cool.
Thank you.
I think you're incredibly cool for wearing. And you say there's a quote of
There's
mine
a quote.
there.
So let
What
me
does
read it upside
say?
down to you. The only way I really know how to tell the story is to be able to kind of live through the characters. So when I find something that resonates with me, it's usually because it cuts to something very real inside of me, something that I've gone through or experienced.
Well, first of all, that is true. And second of all, it's very impressive that you could read upside down.
Hey,
That
thanks.
to me is more important than anything.
It's the power of Spinal Tap.
No, it's true. I try to find my way in and something that I can connect with. Otherwise, I wouldn't know how to tell the story.
Right, exactly. I mean, so how does that play into Spinal Tap? Because, I mean, this is decades of a relationship that audiences have had with them.
Right, and it's virtually satire. I mean, it is satire. I mean, and that's, I was raised in that milieu. My father did it. I was in improv comedy for a long time. But it also, if you notice, it has a little bit of an emotional hook to it.
For sure.
With the relationship between the young guys. And so it's something that comes out in Stand By Me, and the feeling that you have when you have a best friend. And we even say it in Stand By Me, you never have any friends like you do when you're 12.
True.
And so that part of it was very important that we had that element in it.
Yeah, and I mean, so these guys, now the movie, as I understand it, is that Spinal Tap II it's the end continues.
The end continues because if you notice, rock bands, they never end.
Never end.
They never end.
Never end.
And so we even have a song that we introduce in the Spinal Tap II. The end. Derek has an idea for a song. It's called "Rockin' in the Urn," and which even after they're dead, they're still rocking.
Have you ever gone to a tour, to a concert, thinking that you're seeing the band that you love for the last time, and then they keep going?
Probably every time.
Every time.
Yeah. No, but listen. I love the Eagles. I used to watch the Eagles, and then now they keep going. And even with Glenn Fry's not there, his son is in there, and and I mentioned this to Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney's in the second movie,
right? With Elton John.
With Elton John, and I asked for Paul McCartney. I said, "What is it with you guys? You never stop. I mean, you're 80, and he's Jagger's running around the stage at 80."
That's right.
He says, "We love it. We love to play. We love the music." And then he joked around. He says, "Yeah, and the drugs." He mentions that.
Keeps you going. Heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So the moment, has this always been the plan that you wanted to revisit this?
No, it was never the plan. I mean, we had said, okay, we did it. Goodbye and good luck. It was in the National Film Registry through the Library of Congress.
Yes.
This goes to 11 is in the Oxford English Dictionary to mean something not just related to music and noise, but also to anything in excess. So we thought, we'll leave it alone. We've done it. But then Harry Shearer, who plays Derek Smalls in the movie, he got the rights back. He sued and got the rights back because we never got anything from the film. We never I think we made 82 cents a piece in total.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, you could buy nothing with that now. But so he got the rights back, and we said, okay, let's see, what can we do with this? We sat down and we said, I don't know. Do we want to revisit it? And then out of a real place came the fact that they had not played together in 15 years, and they had played. They had played Glastonbury, they played the Royal Albert Hall, they played Wembley. They'd been touring. And they said, why? Why haven't they played in 15 years? What's going on between these guys? Is there bad blood? They're not talking to each other. And that became the basis for the second film.
So I was reading that it's described as they are sort of backed into a corner and have to perform a show.
Yes.
Now, does that feel like you with this movie at all?
Well, you make a very good point. No, I don't feel that way, but that's an interesting point you make. The story is that Ian Faith, their manager, played by Tony Hendra, who actually passed away, dies and bequeaths the contract to his daughter, Hope Faith, and it calls for one more concert. And so she's thinking, no, this is a worthless thing. They haven't played in 15 years. Nobody knows about them. And then there's a big music star, I'm not going to give it away, who is goofing around in a sound check, sings Big Bottom. Somebody catches it on an iPhone, throws it up on TikTok, it goes viral, and all of a sudden they become worth something again.
Yeah.
She said, "Okay, I'm going to make good on this contract." And so the final concert in New Orleans, we did it.
So when you get everybody back together in real life, what was that first rehearsal like when they're playing?
Well, first of all, it's like the music and the way we, as Chris says, schnaidel with each other, the way we improvise with it, you fall right back into it. I mean, you have a history with these people. It's like, you know, if you have a friend, an old friend, and you haven't seen him in a long time, and you see him, and all of a sudden you just fall right back into.
Like no time has passed.
Yeah, no time has passed. And that's what it felt like.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
And you felt like everybody's chops, like they're still playing, they're still perfect.
Yeah, they still play, and they're good players.
Yeah,
and even
always have been.
Even Elton John mentions it, because we never wanted the music to be the joke. The joke was always going to come through the lyrics, not through the music. And they can all play, and they all play really well. And even Elton John mentions in the movie that they're not like a normal heavy metal band. He says you don't see heavy metal band with somebody who can play the mandolin, which Chris can play, and he plays it really well.
Amazing.
So, they're real musicians, and they always prided themselves on the fact that they're real musicians. And like I say, the comedy comes out of the lyrics.
Now, is it true that in the first movie that you were considering playing one of the band members until Harry Shearer said you didn't look good in spandex?
No, that's apocryphal. That is not true.
Lies the internet has.
And I, depending on what I put in those spandex, I look pretty damn good.
Hey,
Yeah.
CBR
No,
exclusive.
I'm not on their level. I can carry a tune, and that's about it.
Okay, so it was always like, let's figure
Yeah.
out a character, let's create Marty.
Yeah. No, Marty came out of, we watched all these rock and roll documentaries. The three guys had already we did this thing called Rock and Roll Nightmare on the TV show, which was a takeoff of Midnight Special. And that was always there. But Marty, we watched all these rock and roll documentaries. The Kids Are All Right, and The Song Remains the Same, and the Dylan. And then The Last Waltz is when I saw there was Martin Scorsese. And normally you don't see the documentarian in the film.
Right.
But I saw him talking to the members of the band. I said, okay, that'll be a way in.
Now, if you could just magically create a sequel to one of your other movies that I am wearing proudly on a shirt, have you ever thought about, like, is it also a time that we could look at Princess Bride 2 with the one chapter of Buttercup's baby that exists? Like,
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, because Bill Goldman, who wrote The Princess Bride and the screenplay, William Goldman, a great screenwriter and novelist, he started a book called Buttercup's Baby. And he wrote like three chapters, and he said, no, it's not working. I don't want it to go there. And, Bill's a good friend of mine, dear friend. I love the guy. And he told me when he first met me, it's his favorite thing he ever wrote. He wanted it on his tombstone. And so I would never do anything that I know he wouldn't, sanction. So he's not here so I would leave it be.
so it has to be left,
Yeah.
as long as it's up
In
to
my,
you.
up to me, yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to let you go. I don't want to, though, just for the record.
Well, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
and
I'm very honored that you're wearing all these films on your shirt there.
And just to think, this morning when you woke up, you had no idea that you lived inside of my closet.
That's true. And now I'm living on your body.
Yes.
That's a good thing. All
Thanks,
right.
Rob Reiner.
Okay.